Hey everybody, this is Crispy990 here, and this is sort of part one of a two-part series I'm going to do. I wanted to talk about the new stuff I've done on my knives, like got some paracord, made some lanyards and stuff, and I want to talk about my new sharpening system. But first off, I was going to do my 10 facts since I got tagged. Let's see. I wanted to list a few things that you probably already know. Like, I do like to be anonymous. I'm trying to ride the line between being anonymous and being personal. That's why I've sort of, shot the camera the way I have, so you can't see my face. But if you send me a message or comment on one of my videos, I'll do my best to respond as fast as I can. I really do try to be personal with my viewers. And let's see, I'm a metalhead. Sort of, really like heavy metal music, or not really, specifically, but the main grouping of music I listen to is metal. As you can see here, it's sort of the standard issue uniform for metalheads is the Metallica Master of Puppets t-shirt and blue jeans. And thirdly, my fact that you probably already know, I'm not much of a collector. Despite all the knives that I have, they pretty much have individual purposes by themselves. Now the Nightshade knives and probably this Kershaw, I will say they're probably for collection purposes only. Since this is so rare, I've really kind of babied it and never really used it much. And I just sort of, wanted to keep it in pristine condition in case I needed to sell it at one point. Now let's see, on to my 10 facts. I mentioned that I'm going to Mercer University in the fall, but I have not mentioned my major. I'm going to start out with a major of biomedical engineering. Now that sounds like a lot. Biomedical engineering sort of intimidates some people, but it's not really that big of a jump from mechanical engineering, except instead of working with metal and that sort of thing, I'm going to be working with human tissue. It's not terribly difficult, at least not for me. I always found it fascinating, but anyway. Let's see. While they're right here, my second fact is that I have 2 dogs and a cat. Let's see if I can grab one of them for you. This is my cat. Her name is Jezebel, and she's really great. Although she really doesn't like to be held much. Especially when the dogs are in the room, But anyway, and I have 2 miniature long-haired dachshunds. But Jezebel, my cat, is she is really my pet as opposed to the family's pet. She sleeps at the foot of my bed every night, and always there to hang out with me, that sort of thing. Let's see. While I'm on the topic of family, I do have a big sister. She's my only sibling, and she is 2.5 years older than I am, and goes to University of West Georgia in Carrollton, Georgia. Not much like me. She was like prom princess and homecoming queen in high school. What does that tell you? But anyway, I mentioned that I'm a metalhead. I absolutely love music, and I do play music as my 4th fact. I had them right here because I really didn't want to show you my entire drum set. These are my 2 favorite drumsticks. These are the Joey Jordison signature sticks, and they're not wooden. They're like hardened graphite, and they'll never break. So you can have this pretty much all your life and never need to buy any other pair of sticks. I also play bass, okay, and play a little bit of guitar, not much, but I do play a little. And I have an Epiphone Thunderbird bass and just a cheap Fender Squier Strat as a guitar. And I have a Pearl Session Custom drum set. It is vintage fade, so it's sort of like 2 natural colors of wood and one fades into the darker color. And all maple shell, beautiful drum set. Absolutely love it. I really can't play it that much anymore, unfortunately, but I'll get into that in a second. I do play video games quite a bit, not as much now as I used to, but the main 2 systems I do play are my Nintendo Wii and my Xbox 360. On my Xbox, I play a lot of first-person shooters like Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and Call of Duty 4 are pretty cool. And on my Wii, I don't play as many first-person shooters just because they're a little more difficult. But I do play Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles is a really cool game. You know, you can sort of treat it like an arcade game with the Wii Zapper. And I play a lot of Wii Sports as well. Let's see, a really big boxing fan on Wii Sports. On that note, I am a big movie junkie as well. I have quite a few movies. I probably have, I don't know, almost 60 movies just right here in my room. And pretty much, if I'm watching TV, I'm watching a movie on TV, on HBO or something like that. I really like Johnny Depp and Tim Burton, especially when they get together and do a movie together. Like Sweeney Todd is one of my all-time favorite movies. Just a really cool movie in a darkly grotesque sort of way. Around my room I have posters of Nightmare Before Christmas, Edward Scissorhands, and Corpse Bride. And but I really like, you know, other movies. I think Lions for Lambs is one of my favorite movies. All the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are pretty cool. Let's see, 300 is awesome. I'm just looking at my collection right here. Spaceballs is hilarious, classic Mel Brooks movie. Dazed and Confused is a great movie. Gladiator's great. Let's see, there's a movie called Stay that's really cool. And for comedy, sort of raunchy comedy, Clerks 2 is about as best as you can get. Or the best you can get, excuse me. Rocky Horror Picture Show is a cult classic. You gotta go see that. Well, you gotta go see that in a theater. You know, get kissed by a 6-foot-tall guy in full drag. But if you don't understand Rocky Horror Picture Show, you don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, moving on. Along with the music theme for Fact 7, this is my iPod, and I couldn't live without it. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but this is the About screen on the settings menu, and I have 3,105 songs on this iPod. And just absolutely love music, couldn't live without this. For number 8, I was looking at the sort of, I think it's called a fob that I put on my keychain, and wanted to mention that I drive a Chrysler 300M, 1999 Chrysler 300M, the last body style they did. The new one is the 300C, and my dad drives that. But I absolutely love it. It's a great car. Very, very comfortable, and has some punch to it as well. Let's see. If you know what to look for, you probably already know this, but I do have arthritis in my hands and a lot of other places. That's why I had to stop drumming and stop playing bass as much. And that's why I do shake on some of my videos. I'm really not going to go in depth on my health problems, but if you are curious, you know, just message me and I'll tell you more about them. But it's sort of a long, sad, depressing story, so whatever. For number 10, I was couldn't really think of you know, another fact, but looking around my room I realized I have a lot of Batman stuff. Really love Batman. You know, he's my favorite superhero. I'm not much of a comic book person. I do have a few comic books on Batman, but they were given to me from a guy that I know who owns a comic book store. And saw The Dark Knight a few days ago, and it was amazing. I think I'm going to go back and see it on IMAX, and hopefully that'll be really awesome. Let's see, and I'm starting to get down to my time limit. So this is part 1, and part 2 is going to be more on the lanyards I've made and the new sharpening system I've got. But for now, I'm Crispy990. Thanks for watching. Peace.